What's up, YouTube? Back at it again. In this video, I'm gonna be talking about the Georgia Bulldogs, and I'm gonna give a game-by-game prediction of the season. How many games that I think they'll win and lose. We'll just go down the schedule and see who they got and what caliber of teams they'll be playing. But before I get to that, I want to talk about their returning starters for this season. They'll be returning 14 starters this season, so I think they'll be pretty good, and I think they'll have a great season this year. And I think they'll make it to the SEC championship just by going by their schedule. So, but to talk about all the starters, they got the quarterback coming back, running backs, wide receivers coming back. So we're going to start off with the quarterback, JT Daniels. The guy's pretty good. He's pretty accurate also. So he's got a lot of talent. He started 4 games last season. He had over 1,200 yard passing. So he also had 10 touchdowns. So that's pretty good. So he led the comeback in the Peach Bowl against Cincinnati. They won 24-21. So the guy, yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know what Kirby Smart seen in Stetson Bennett to start him over JT Daniels. When I saw JT Daniels last year, I just couldn't understand it. Just like a lot of Bulldog fans. So, and they also got the running back Zamir White coming back. That guy's pretty nifty. So the guy's pretty fast also. He's a senior, so. He was a senior last year, but he elected to come back because, COVID allowed those guys to come back for another season. So he started all 10 games last season. He ran for over 800 yards, had 11 touchdowns. So he has a lot of talent also, and he brings a lot to the team. So I know they're glad to have him back, and I know Kirby Smart and those coaching staff is glad that he elected to come back. So that's a big help to them. They have 4 other running backs, and those running backs, all 5 combined to run for over 1,700 yards last season. So that's a lot coming back. So Georgia looking pretty good in the backfield. Also with their quarterbacks. They got wide receivers coming back. They got George Pickens, who started 8 games last season. They got Kearis Jackson. Him and George Pickens, they tied with yardage and catches last year. So they bring a lot. They bring a lot back. Both of them has a lot of talent. So they're going to be pretty good. Also, Kearis Jackson, he's the kickoff returner, and he was ranked number 2 in the SEC last year. So he's dangerous. He had, I think, 27 yards per return last season. So he's going to be dangerous on kickoff return. So another wide receiver they got is Jermaine Burton. He started 7 games last season, had 27 catches for over 400 yards. In a game against Mississippi State, he had 197 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. So Georgia, they're bringing a lot back on offense. Still, they got the tight ends coming back with Darnell Washington, who started 7 games as a freshman last season, and John Fitzpatrick. He started I think 3 or 4 games last season. So they gonna be pretty good. They have a lot coming back. They got the left tackle coming back, offensive left tackle who started 9 games, Jamari Sawyer or Salyer, whatever. I don't know his last name, but the left tackle. So he's coming back. And according to Pro Football Focus last year, he was the highest graded tackle in the SEC. So that's a lot of talent coming back. And Kirby Smart talked about him playing left guard also. because he was the #1 left guard coming out of high school. So the guy's pretty good. Justin Schaefer, offensive guard. He's another senior that elected to come back and play another season with the Bulldogs. He started all 10 games last year, and he was named to the first team All-SEC team. Their right tackle, Warren Mcclendon, started 9 games as a freshman last season. He played over 80% of the snaps, and he was also named to the All-SEC freshman team as a freshman. So they looking pretty good on offense, man. I mean, they bringing a lot back. So we'll see how it work out. And I think they'll be pretty good. They was pretty good last year once JT Daniels got started, because even with Stetson Bennett, they wasn't bad. Stetson Bennett could have won a couple of more games if he made a play or two. But all in all, this year with JT Daniels, they're gonna be pretty nice. That's my opinion. Also on defense, they bringing back some starters with their guard. What is it? Their nose guard. Jordan Davis. He started 7 games last season. So he had 16 tackles with a sack in the Peach Bowl against Cincinnati. Yeah. So he started all 11 games his freshman season in 2018. He made the All-SEC freshman team that season. So bring back more talent on defense. Devonta Wyatt, the defensive tackle, he started all 10 games last season. He led all the linemen in tackles for the 2nd straight season. In the 2019 Sugar Bowl against Baylor, the dude had 30 stops. He had 1.5 sacks, 27 QB pressures, and a fumble recovery in that game. So the guy can play some ball. My goodness, 30 stops in a game with 27 QB pressures. That's awesome right there. That's a lot of talent. They bring back an inside linebacker, Nicolby Dean. Started all 10 games last season. Last season, he led the team with 71 tackles. He had 15 tackles against Florida. And he was a semifinalist for the Buckus Award. So Georgia, they looking pretty good. I'll say that. They looking pretty good offensively and defensively. They bringing a lot back. They also bring back Lewis Kine. I think that's how you pronounce his name, C-I-N-E. Lewis Kine, they at safety. He's back. Started all 10 games. He finished 2nd on the team in tackles, 49 tackles, and had 12 against South Carolina. Also, he was named to the All-SEC 3rd team. The strong safety, Chris Smith, started 5 games, but he played in all 10 games last season. He had 26 tackles, and he also made the All-SEC 3rd team. So Georgia, they bring a lot back. I think they're going to be pretty tough this season. So I know the Georgia Bulldog fans are pretty happy with that. And I know they got a lot of depth on their team. So the Bulldog fans got a lot to look forward to. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through that season and predict the wins and losses, basically. The first game, September the 4th against Clemson. I think that's going to be a pretty good game. I think that's going to be an awesome game. A lot of talent on both sides. But I don't know, man. Clemson, they lost Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. There was and they lost, I think it was Justin Ross, I believe. No, Justin Ross is still there. He's just missed last season. So, but Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, that's a big part of the offense. Trevor Lawrence, unmatched talent, man. So the guy can really sling the ball, run when he have to. So But they like I say, Justin Ross, I think he'll be back. He just missed last season because he had back surgery. So, but yeah, I don't know. Also, for Clemson, they got 2 transfers, one from Boston College and one from Notre Dame. So it's going to be all right. Clemson, their quarterback, their new quarterback. He's really not new because he played in games last season. So, but DJ Uga, I can't pronounce his last name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Ugalele, something like that. He started. He played in 5 games last season. He had 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. He started 2 games last season against. I think he played 2 games. I know one was against Boston College because I think that was the first one he started. That was a tough game for him. I think they won about maybe 3 or 4 points, maybe. So, but in the games that he started, he threw for 781 yards. So, yeah. So he started 2 games, threw for 781 yards, and he had 4 touchdowns in those games. So, but like I said, he played in more games than that. But those 2 games, he started and had 781 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, but yeah. So for Clemson and Georgia, Clemson. They lost a lot on offense. They lost the quarterback, lost the running back. So, which I think was the bulk of the offense. So, and on defense, I think they lost some people. I know they're going to have 2 defensive linemen coming back. They got 2 linebackers coming back, and they got 2 defensive backs coming back. So I think it's going to be a good game, but being at Georgia, they got JT Daniels coming back, Jermaine Wyatt and all those guys. I think Georgia will beat Clemson. They'll win the game. It'll be a close game. I'm saying Georgia 27, Clemson 24. So that's just my take on it. I just like Georgia better in this game. So I don't like neither team, but for this game, I'm picking Georgia. So for the after Clemson, they got the UAB Blazers. I'm sure that's going to be a win for Georgia, no doubt about that. So, matter of fact, that game will be a blowout. So after that, September the 18th, they got the South Carolina Gamecocks. Georgia going to win that one too, easy. South Carolina ain't what they used to be. I know what was it, a couple of years ago, Georgia lost to South Carolina, but it won't happen again. Not for a long time. Georgia just got too much talent, and basically at every position. So next up on the 25th, they got Vanderbilt. Another win. So Georgia will be rolling along, picking up wins. Especially at the beginning of the season. So yeah, Georgia going to be pretty good. After Vanderbilt, October 2nd, they got Arkansas, another win. I think it's going to be an easy win for them, another one. So Georgia looking pretty good. They schedule really, I don't think none of the teams that I just named, the Blazers, Gamecocks, Commodores, Razorbacks, they're no match for Georgia. The first game will be tough, but after that, the next 4 games will be pretty easy. And then October the 9th, they got Auburn, at Auburn. Oh man, I'm an Alabama fan and I hate going to Auburn. Something about that stadium. But Georgia, they'll beat Auburn this year too. Auburn, they got a lot of new faces, including the head coach. So Auburn always have a lot of talent though. That's one thing about them. They keep some talent on the field. But I think Georgia will get them. And I think Georgia will win by double digits, more than 10 points. Because Auburn, I don't know, with Gus Malzahn, they was doing pretty good. They was sometime, and I put it that way. There was sometime. You never know what to expect out of Auburn, especially with Gus Malzahn. But like I said, they got a new coach now, so I think it's going to take him some time to get them back to where they need to be a real competitor in the SEC. So, but like I said, they always keep a lot of talent, so you never know. So on October 16th, they got the Kentucky Wildcats. That's another win. So, I mean, those I don't know, man. That's another win. We all know Kentucky is not beating Georgia. They might give them a tough matchup, maybe in the first half, but the second half, I think it'll be a runaway. So if it's not a runaway, the whole game, But Georgia gonna come out on top big in that game. The next week, October 23rd is a bye for them, so they can get rest up, have 2 weeks to prepare for Florida on October 30th. So, Dan Mullen, the guy, he always have Florida ready to go. But in this game, they won't win. Florida lost a lot of people this year. So, it's not going to happen for Florida. They lost Kyle Trask. They lost, I forget his name. It was number 1 last year. He was pretty fast, but I forgot his name. So they lost him. I think they lost the running back too. I'm not really sure, but I know they lost a lot of people. So I think Georgia beat them. Dan Mullen, he's a pretty good coach. But he don't have the guys to beat Georgia. Not this year. At least I don't think he do. So the Gators will go down against Georgia this year. Next up, the Missouri Tigers. Another easy win. So I don't know much about Missouri, but I know they won't beat Georgia. I know they've been bottom of the barrel these past few years. So I don't expect no different this year. So maybe it will be different, but they gotta show me. So that's another win for Georgia. Next you got Charleston Southern. Another big win, easy win. So that's more like a daggone bye week for them too. So Charleston Southern, they ain't bringing nothing, not with them to the Georgia Bulldogs. Next, last game, November 22nd, Georgia take the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be no different than what it's been all these years. Georgia going to beat the brakes off of them also. So Georgia Tech, they need to get a new offense. They need to start running a new offense. I guess they still running the wishbone offense or whatever you want to call it, but that just ain't hitting. So that's ancient times, that offense that they run. So I got Georgia. Hard as it can believe, I got Georgia going undefeated as of right now. But we all know Georgia Bulldogs, every year they seem to drop a game that they shouldn't. They seem to lose a game to an opponent that they shouldn't lose to. I don't know why they do that. They're always rolling along and then they'll hit a stumbling block against some mediocre team. Like I said, I think it was a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, they did it against South Carolina. They shouldn't have did it. They shouldn't have lost that game. That should have been an easy win for them. I don't know if they get complacent or they just don't respect the team that they playing, but they always seem to drop a game that they shouldn't drop. So hopefully that won't happen this year. So we'll see. So there you have it. I got Georgia going undefeated this year in the regular season and going to the SEC championship. So, but we'll see how it works out. And let's see how my prediction for the game against Clemson go. Like I said, I got Georgia 27-24. So we'll see. And I'm gonna end this video with a like, comment, subscribe, and roll tide.